Welcome everyone to another episode of the Wood from the Trees podcast. I really hope you enjoy this episode. And if you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/the Wood from the Trees. Hope you enjoy the episode. Love you loads. Alan Clarke, welcome to the Wood from the Trees. Hey, is that professional looking?
Yeah.
Did it sound professional?
I can't get over you've really upped your game around here.
Do you like the John Deere?
Sorry?
I'm gonna see the inside here.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put stuff that's important here.
On the table.
Yeah, in the middle.
Right, so far we have a John Deere.
That was sent to me from a lad that's working in America, and he sent it from the Patreon.
Was that the stone crusher guy?
No, that's from a guy that's working in the Texas Panhandle, and that's what he's driving.
Do you know the stone crusher guy I'm on about?
Yeah. We were at the...
We met him on Cannonball.
Yeah. He's cool.
He's gone out on his own.
Really?
Yeah. So big shout out to him.
He must be fell out with me.
Right, so what's going on with the horses?
Rome.
These are from Rome.
Yeah.
How much did you spend on taxis in Rome?
€600.
Nice. Including the VAT.
It was bad.
And this is a little elephant.
Clarke bought me that.
Right. And this is a little pebble.
Clarke robbed that from the Coliseum, and there was signs everywhere saying if you rob anything from the Coliseum, you've €5,000 fine.
Wow. So that pebble is worth $5,000.
And he was willing to take that risk. And I think, fair play to him. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Go for it, Clarke.
I haven't seen you in ages.
I know, it's been a while.
Why is the crack?
You're looking well.
I'm not.
You actually are.
Dick was in shite.
For a fella that was in hospital, you're looking well.
I lost a hip weight when I was in hospital.
Yeah. Suits you though.
Down. Gone.
What?
That.
You lost half your Mickey?
No, the Mickey's still there, it just doesn't do anything.
Oh.
It's like a council worker. It's just there.
It might be an old UTI or something.
Hey,
is
it's
it?
there, but pointless.
Cranberry juice.
Jesus, I'm so sick of it.
Cranberry juice?
No, I don't drink cranberry juice. Do you drink it?
No.
Who does?
I thought that's what you needed.
Or prune juice?
I thought you needed cranberry juice for your UTI.
No. What's a UTI?
A urinary tract infection.
No, that's not what happened.
Oh, sorry.
I got an infection in my abdomen.
As they say in Father Ted, I completely misread the situation.
I completely misread the situation.
You got an infection in your abdomen.
Got an infection there. Bad.
From riding.
Hardly.
From no riding.
I'm going to tell you now. See, this is what happens. People don't understand, right? There is no riding going on in my house.
Yeah.
Even if we wanted to.
So that's why you got the infection, because things got all blocked up.
No, I think it was pressure.
Yeah.
That's pressure. Tanya, I just
Vicky,
can't.
if you're listening to this,
Vicky's putting me under pressure.
you'd want to sort that out.
I had work putting me under pressure.
A little happy ending before work now would sort that.
Oh, God.
Huh?
Man, that'd be nice.
Wouldn't it?
I love how people that aren't married think a marriage works. I remember thinking that way.
When I just met Vicky there putting the kids in the Jeep, and I thought to myself, that's the best contraceptive I've ever seen.
Do you know there's things that are contraceptives that you don't think are going to be contraceptives? Like Lily is a huge contraceptive.
Why?
Because she's a kind of a semi-adult.
Right.
So she wasn't feeling well all week. So
Okay.
she was up real late. So you can hear her pottering around the room at 12 or 1 o'clock at night.
Feeling sorry for herself.
And that's when you want to be doing a bit of love making.
I get you.
But you're not going to do that when, just in case. That's the last thing she wants to hear.
It's hard to get aroused when you have a teenager walking up and down
Yeah,
the
and
corridors.
sometimes, you might want to be, there might be some shouting, screaming, and that's just me. So you just have to calm it. Calm it. So what have you been at? Because I haven't talked to you in ages. So tell me all the news. I'd be watching, I'd be seeing, but God, it's so much.
What have I been at? I ran a weekend
Yeah, I've seen that.
in Enniscrone.
Yeah.
That was actually epic crack. That was really good crack. And you know me, it takes a lot for me to say something goes really well. But it was just mental. We brought 200 people to Enniscrone for the weekend and just went crazy.
Do you ever be burnt out doing them?
Oh, I was burnt out, yeah. I was definitely burnt out.
Do you ever be burnt out in the middle of them?
No, I'm good.
When you're at them, it's grand.
Yeah.
It's just the build up.
It's
and
the day after.
Yeah.
You're exhausted. But it's class, though. It was really good. We had a great weekend. Live podcast on the Friday night. Donald Byrne brought them all on a pub crawl on the Saturday. Then there was a gala dinner ball on the Saturday night. Donegal Daddy's band were playing. Dave Duke was DJing. And everyone just let the hair down for the weekend. It was mighty. It couldn't have gone better.
What's your favourite thing to do? Would it be the big thing like the TF or the weekend thing?
No, would you believe, and it's only last weekend I said this, the Friday night podcast in Enniscrone with 200 people was my favourite podcast ever.
Is it just less stress and you can enjoy it, or what? Is it the smaller crowd?
I don't know. I think it's just as stressful, but I think the smaller, intimate crowd, when they're right there in front of you, and you can reach out to them and you can talk to them. Whereas when you're in the big venue like the TF, people are so far away, and you can't see them with all the bright lights. It was just a lovely, intimate crowd, and everyone was good crack, and there'd be people shouting up and down and getting involved, and it was brilliant.
Are you more nervous before the big one or before the small one, or is it the small one because it's smaller you're not as nervous?
I think you're equally as nervous. I think, yeah, I'm just equally as nervous, but you settle into it then really quickly.
No, I'm only asking because I'd be terrified doing them. I don't think I can do them.
No, what was difficult on the weekend was, when people were checking in on the Friday, everyone was in this kind of like holiday mode, a great buzz, having a few drinks in the bar, wanting to chat to you. And you're still in work mode, getting the room set up. So I felt awkward for the first hour or two because people wanted to
talk to you
and chill out with you. And
you were trying to fix things.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm fucking 3 hours late putting this show together. But then once we got the Friday night over, we could relax then. It was class crack.
And
you'll have to come to the next one.
Sure. What do I get to go to? I get to go to Mass.
Right, well, we'll organise a Mass then. Big news coming soon, Mass.
Did you hear what went down in Ballyfin?
No.
The fancy hotel.
Oh, some fella's brown bread.
Yeah. His son killed him.
Right?
His son killed him. They had some argument or something. I think the young lad wasn't well. But imagine that happening on holidays. Imagine you go on holidays with your family. That's a terrible family holiday.
This podcast is taking a turn.
No, I just imagine you've never had that imagine you do a weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fancy weekend. Next thing, some of the couples that you came, one of them, sure, we'll kill each other.
Well, I was talking to a country music singer who had somebody on their holiday, and they died.
Natural causes or killed?
Natural causes.
It's a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely way better than a murder.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying...
I think if I was to run a show with the people that come to see me, or maybe some of my followers, 100% someone can kill someone.
I've been around you with some of your followers, and...
they can be aggressive.
Yeah.
Some of them can be aggressive.
This man is very aggressive.
Yeah.
The guards are to be called.
Call the guards. The guards are to be rang.
The guards are to be rang.
I'd love to try and get them on the podcast.
I say that once a week.
Guards are to be rang.
Whoa. This man is very aggressive.
Do you miss your Jeep?
Yes.
How much?
Oh, a lot.
Vicky was disgusted to see it.
Yeah. And I didn't think I'd miss it as much as I do, because I was kind of getting fed up of it. I was kind of getting fed up of not having seats. There was no seats in the back.
How often were you like, fuck, I can't get all my friends in?
No, I don't have any more than one friend. But sometimes you might want to just throw something on the back seat, or bring a friend and the dog. Or you might have to give somebody a lift.
Yeah.
You might have to pick up a hitchhiker.
Do you know what was wrong? Do you know what was wrong?
What?
You didn't get anything straight after. So you left yourself, I've nothing yet. So you got rid of something that you liked and then had nothing to replace it. You're kind of in limbo.
Well, you see, it was up for sale. So I had to wait until it was sold and got money into the bank before I could go buying something else.
So what? Yeah, but you hadn't an idea. What most people wouldn't be going, I'm not selling that because I want that. But you don't know what that is.
No, I don't know. Will I grow up now and try and buy a
Porsche.
house?
Oh.
Or will I buy a
Ferrari?
a BMW 520?
Where's your house? Same place my house is.
I don't have one. But I'm at this crossroads now where do I just be an adult and stop buying stupid cars?
You don't go too mad.
No, I don't. And to be fair, I didn't lose a whole pile on the Defender.
It was your nicest car that you've had so far.
Oh, it was a dream car. Like, that's why I did it. It was a dream car. Ticked a box. I can always say I owned my dream car, and it's just class.
Have you went on holidays this year?
Have I went on holidays? I went to Portugal for 3 days.
It's not really a holiday.
And it pissed rain the whole time I was there.
You don't mind travelling?
I love travelling.
You like the airport?
No.
Plane?
I hate crowds in the airport and the plane, but once I'm there, I love it.
But you only went for 3 days.
That's all I could get away for. Why?
Well, like...
How long were you in Rome?
5 torturous days.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't control my destiny. You do. I do what I'm told.
Okay.
So if I was you,
Yeah.
I would be like, I'm going to take my holidays now. Like, this is how we organised our holidays this year.
Yeah.
Me and Vicky sat down. Vicky, we have to sit down and have a serious conversation. We had that conversation, and then it took a week to sit down and have that conversation, because sometimes I'd say, we need to sit down and have a chat about the year, or what we're going to do. She goes, I have kids to get to bed, I have washing to do, and then the night I do get her, we sit down and I say, right, we have a house to build. We have stuff to do.
Right.
We've this many weddings at the end of the year, so no holidays this year.
Weddings, what a pain in the hole.
We have weddings, right? And a couple of really expensive ones. I said, we'll go to Donegal for the week, get a nice Airbnb.
A week to go to a wedding?
We're going to try and do holiday and the wedding at the end of it, right?
Kill me now.
Yeah, but she said, yeah, you're right, David. We'll do that. Then she comes home. We're going to Rome. We're going to Rome.
I was in Rome with no kids. And when you told me you're going to Rome, I thought, oh my God,
Yeah,
what's that about?
so bad. It was so bad.
And had you to bring like prams up and down all the steps?
I was carrying babies. I done 28,000 steps one day.
Did you get pickpocketed?
No, but I tell you what happened. It was really scary. The police called us aside one day and said to keep a really close eye on Jane, because there's Albanian gangs and they'll take her. A policeman, to me, watch her. That was my holiday ruined. So I have my bag on here, holding everyone's stuff, because I was told loads of pickpockets. So that was in my head. And then I had Jane holding her here, Clarke here.
Oh my God.
Vicky carried her. One night we couldn't get a taxi. It was packed because there was a big match and there was a concert, so it was packed. It was packed. We couldn't get a taxi because we had to get 2 taxis to go everywhere. And we walked around for 2 or 3 hours. And Vicky was walking up the street with her tit out, baby sucking, and carrying the baby while I carried the 2 others with a pram. It was so bad.
Torture.
If you asked Vicky now tonight, how'd you get on? Oh, it was brilliant.
Lovely.
It was a great holiday.
Oh, we had a great time.
It was a great holiday.
It was lovely. It was so peaceful.
It was so hard.
And we got to see the Colosseum.
But we did get to see all that, but just the crowd. I just didn't like it. But I would go nowhere if I had a chance. I would like to go with no people, no anything. I just want to be on my own, talk to nobody.
How did you sleep at night after that? I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd be like watching the front. I'd be watching the door of the apartment all weekend.
It was a grand hotel, like it was a nice hotel,
Right.
but it said it was 4-star and it was shite.
Yeah, but the stars are totally different out there.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
Why is that? How is that possible?
Small rooms.
So if you go to European countries, 5-star is the only way to go, or does that mean anything?
I don't know, but I just know in Rome 4-star doesn't mean jack shit.
Did you like the food out there?
Yeah, I loved the food.
Food was nice.
But you have to get out of the touristy spots. The touristy spots are rubbish.
Yeah.
And they're expensive. And like literally just go 2 streets over there and there's amazing food for half the price.
And the kids wanted to piss all the time. All at different times. All the time.
Stop giving them drinks.
Sure, hey. They're on holidays. They're on holidays.
God, that sounded like torture.
Oh, God. Tell me. I want to ask you some questions. Can I ask you questions about the book? Just basic ones that I'm interested in.
Yes.
Right. When did you say I want to write a book?
When did
Can you remember the day you went, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a book.
Yeah. So I had a totally different idea. I had an idea to write a series of children's books. And they would all be the adventures of Cookie, my dog.
Yeah.
And Cookie would go off exploring the Wild Atlantic Way. So you'd be selling the Wild Atlantic Way
And?
to children.
Yeah.
And I just had this lovely idea. So I went to the publisher and I said, I have a lovely idea of a series of children's books. And he's like, children's books? She have a book in you? And I said, no, I don't. And then he said, well, sure, what happened to that? And what happened to this? And what about that story? And I was like, yeah. And then that's a chapter. And that's a chapter. And then I went home and had to think about it. And then I said, you know what? Sure, maybe I do have a book in me. But I didn't realise that it would be as hard as it was.
Yeah, so when you went home, how long did it take you to think about that you went, you know, I think I will?
Oh, weeks. Weeks.
Have you ever actually read a book?
No. Do you know what I did? For the junior cert, we had to read To Kill a Mockingbird. Was that for the junior cert or the leaving cert? Junior cert, I think. I didn't do the Leaving Cert, so unless I was reading it in TY.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
So we had to read a book. I think it was for the junior cert, To Kill a Mockingbird, and I never read a book. And instead of reading it, I went into a place called the Castle Bookshop in Castlebar and bought the notes.
Synopsis.
You could buy the notes book of the book.
That's clever. And read that.
And I read the notes book.
It's clever.
Didn't read the book at all. And I watched the film. There's a film then called A Time to Kill, which is very similar to Kill a Mockingbird.
What is it?
Is it A Time to Kill? Something like that, anyway. So no, I've never read a book.
So when you said you were gonna, did you get a pen and paper and just start writing stuff?
Yeah, I started typing out stuff on the laptop and just starting to put chapters together. Like, what could we talk about? And then it becomes like counselling then, because you're giving an awful lot of yourself.
Is it upsetting to do?
Some parts of it were, yeah. Some parts of it were very challenging. Yeah.
Like what? What did you find the hardest?
There's a part there where I was like down and out when I was leaving Aldi at the time, and everyone was kind of saying to me like, why are you so unhappy in Aldi? Like, it's such a great job and you're on great money and it's the best thing ever and you'll be able to get a house and you'll be able to get a mortgage and you're set for life. And I was really, really miserable and hated it and hated life and just wasn't happy. And I was just trying to prove myself to other people, trying to be this big hotshot for what, like. And then I had a bit of a breakdown, and that was difficult to go back to that again and start talking about that, and then to give it justice, like, to talk about it. There's no point in just touching on it and saying, yeah, I had a bit of a low point there, without getting into it and kind of saying, this is what happened. And you see, what I really wanted to do with this was tell people how it was. Because I think people are very quick to look at success and say, oh, sure, you're flying it. I see you're selling out the theatre there and you have a big Jeep and you have this, that and the other. But they don't see the 10 years of misery or torture. And even like talking about the shows, I talk about some things where, you knew when we went down to Cork. Well, we went into this theatre in Cork that we had sold out on a Wednesday night. No one came near us. No one showed us where the toilets were. No one showed us where the green room were. We didn't even have a bottle of water, a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. I just wanted to show the real side of life. And I think people think you're going around touring the country and you're getting free hotel rooms and you're going into a big platter of sandwiches and drinks and like...
But isn't it amazing before you start? We'd be probably thinking the same.
Yeah. And look at, hey, I am under no illusion that there's people listening to this or watching this going, who does your man think he is writing a book? Do you know what I mean? Because I would be like that.
Well, I'd be wondering if I was to write a book, where do I start? So, like, if I was to write a book,
yeah,
I'd be like thinking, like, how do I know where the beginning of this book is? I was born when I was young.
Yeah, I started through national school and kind of ran through national school and secondary school fairly quickly.
Yeah, but how do you do that? Like, how do you remember? How do you make that a coherent...
I had help with it. I had help with people like the publishers and like I had loads of help. Like, sure, I had.
Does that mean you're talking to strangers?
Yeah, they're strangers, all right. But you develop. They put you in a room with people that will get you. Do you know? They did. Now
did you get them?
Yeah. No, I had a real good help from a man, and his name was Jackie, and he doesn't want to be mentioned, and it's not a case that I'm not mentioning him that I want all the credit.
Healy Ray, isn't it?
He doesn't want to be mentioned.
Jackie Healy Ray.
But I couldn't have done it without him. Yeah, so like I'd have maybe 20 chapters in my head or 20 ideas, and he'd narrow it down to 12 and say, look, these are the 12 best ones. Or he'd say, look, that's not really a great one, and one you think that isn't great.
Would you get upset when he said that? I don't like that one.
No, not at all.
I'm pouring my heart out here, you fucking son of a bitch.
Not at all. I learned with the gin, David. I listened to the experts. Do you know, listen to the experts, because what do I know about it? And he did a really good job. He did a really good job putting structure on it.
The longer you're at this, and now, so you do live shows.
Yeah.
You do the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You do an awful lot of work for big companies, promotion and
not an awful
presenting.
Lot, but yeah, a little
do you know,
bit,
like
the
Galway races and all that.
Yeah.
And then the book thing. What's the hardest thing to do? What do you find personally the hardest thing to do? Is this? Is it the book?
That's definitely been the hardest thing I've done.
Is it because you're out there? You're putting yourself out there?
Yeah, you're putting it in paper. You're putting it down on paper and you're putting it out there. And I was kind of sick this week. So I launched I don't know when this podcast has gone out, but I launched it last night online. There was a pre-sale online. And I ended up getting really sick the last 2 days, where I think I just had this massive pressure on myself and just wasn't well, just really wasn't well yesterday. And then it went live at 8 o'clock and you're kind of afraid that no one will buy it. And you've put so much work into it. And you're just worried about letting the publisher down and like there's 5 or 6 people involved in this. And you're worried.
Is it costly to do?
It's very costly, yeah. Yeah, sure, it's taken a month. It's taken a year, like. It's taken a year. And editors and, ghostwriters helping you, and publishers and illustration, and there's a lady that designs all the photos and the covers and the size of it and the words, and then there's 2 editors and solicitors, and there's like loads involved.
Was there ever a part during that you went, oh fuck this, I don't want to do it?
Yeah.
What part was that?
Probably when I got into the Northern Hemisphere stuff.
Complicated.
I just found it very difficult to talk about. It hurt, like. I just found it very difficult, and I just don't know if I was ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think, it's difficult because, I feel like that was my baby. And then you're writing it down and it wasn't your baby and it's gone.
Well, it was your baby. It's just someone rubbed on you.
That's not entirely true. That's not entirely true. But yeah, that was challenging because I hadn't spoken about it to anyone, as you know.
Yeah.
I hadn't spoken about it to anyone, and then you have to write it down on paper. Mm. And then that was like counselling. Then so you're writing it down and you're going through it in your head and you're trying to analyse in your own head what you were thinking at the time, and then you're kind of saying to yourself, well, hang on a second, I wasn't right there. And you might be saying to yourself for the last 18 months, no, I was right, fuck him. And then you sit down and you go writing it out and you kind of go, I could have taken a bit more responsibility there. And then you're learning a little bit about yourself. Mm. And that's hard. That is hard.
It's like when the closer you are to things, the harder it is to see.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to step away. And
I really didn't want it to be this bitter kind of poor me thing. That's not, and I really hope it doesn't come across like that. I just wanted it to be real and give people, like I talk about the cookie gin as well, and people think, oh, you're loaded, you've your own gin. And it's very clear in the book how much I lost in that, like. But it's just people see the product itself and they see you standing in SuperValu and they think, sure, your man's loaded. Mm. So I was very honest in all that as well. So that was definitely the most challenging part.
I think, say, writing a book, and when you do what we do, social media, it's very hard to put yourself across and everyone pick you up right.
Yeah.
Because there's so many watching, and there is always going to be a percentage. And I'm going to throw out a number there. It's definitely about 40%. That are just waiting to fire abuse at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a reason, or they're having a bad day, or a mixture of whatever. So when you're doing a book, or say like me with Patreon, what it does is it takes in the people that are truly invested.
Yeah.
And then you can make your decision. But they're going to invest the time to figure it out. And then see what they think.
That's exactly it. And I don't get into details on my Instagram anymore because you're ripped to shreds. No matter what you say or do, somebody pulls you on it and says, oh, you're doing that for such a reason. And I send you screenshots every single week.
It's a funny thing that we do.
Every single week I get a message saying what happened to Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
I can't do a Q&A. We haven't been able to do an Instagram live in 2 years. Yeah. We haven't been able to do one because we know when we go Instagram live, it's going to be what happened, and you can't talk about it.
Well, I've only had my first taste of that.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah.
And that has been really difficult because the amount of people, you have no idea the amount of people that say to me, why aren't you doing lives with David anymore? Like we used to do them every Sunday night. We used to have 1,500 or 1,600 people tuned in.
It was good crack.
And it was just mad crack. And it was just something a bit different. It was different to any other live because we were bringing people on and we were just talking rubbish, but it was giving people an escape, I think, for half an hour or an hour. And I really loved it. And we haven't been able to do that. And Q&As, it sucks the life out of them because, and I talk about this in the book, you will ignore the question that they ask and then they go mental at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they come after you and they will not they will not leave you alone. They will not leave you alone. And it's just like, you never answer my question. And now they're just, that's it. I don't care what your content is anymore. Answer the question. I'm coming after you.
I often think, thank God we have a podcast. Do you know? Because the social media thing it's great, right? But it doesn't work anymore. No. At mass, it doesn't. At mass, it's a bad way of communicating. Yeah. Like, it doesn't work, especially if you have a complicated thing to explain. Like, people, it's just too difficult. That's why I find the podcast is the most important vehicle that I have. And with the book as well, it's a great vehicle to have.
It's rare somebody would jump down your throat after listening to a podcast.
Yeah, if they listen to the whole thing.
If they listen to the end.
Except for the snips. Like
on TikTok or whatever.
Yours don't get snipped yet, do they?
No.
Oh my God, some of them get legs.
Right.
Oh my God. And you're getting all this abuse from people and you're there thinking, fuck off.
I saw that where they'll take one line from the James Conway podcast and suddenly it's like...
Yeah, or another one gets took from the ones me and the lads be doing. But that's TikTok thing. That's a TikTok thing. But
there's a lot of TikTokers getting a lot of traction from your podcast.
Yeah. I can't get over how there's so many people getting traction from mine, but mine get removed.
Oh, yeah?
All of them. I'm about 20% of my TikToks get removed.
Wow.
The podcast.
Our TikTok's a lot of bollocks.
But I can pop a yoke that's fucking filthy and it stays on it.
Yeah.
Or I can fire abuse at someone and it'll stay on it. But if I just have a conversation with someone and it's just not what people want to hear, it just gets removed.
What's that about?
I don't know. I really don't know. TikTok's bad. Don't enjoy it. Do you like it?
No, there was an interview on Sky News last night. You didn't see the fella that was in charge of removing content for TikTok?
No.
And he was based out foreign anyway. And he was just saying that like he's fit for a mental breakdown. His job was to review all the bad content. And he was just like, I can't do it anymore. Can't do it. It's horrendous.
Who defines what's bad though?
Oh, this is like death and violence and all sorts of stuff.
I seen when I was out in Rome, the weirdest stuff came up on my TikTok. The weirdest stuff.
Like porn?
Hardcore porn. I don't know where it came from.
Are you messing?
No, I'm not.
I didn't know there was hardcore porn on
TikTok. It was the weirdest shit. I couldn't believe it.
There isn't hardcore...
There was 2 or 3 weird, hardcore, everything. I can see it. No dicks now, or balls, but vaginas.
Thank God I've never seen hardcore porn on TikTok.
And
but they say if you search one thing, like it keeps throwing it up in front of you.
Do you know what happened to me when I first started my...
That's all I'm saying.
When I first signed up to TikTok, right?
What to type in?
When I first signed up to TikTok, people were saying to me, look, you need to get on it. At least have your name on it so as you have it if you start doing it. So I just signed up to TikTok. This is a long time ago now, right?
Yeah.
And I was just looking through stuff. And thank God one of my friends said, is that you on TikTok? And I was like, yeah. You know you only follow 53 people and they're all Asian porn stars. Because this cosplay stuff was coming up. And they were like, hot chicks like.
Are you into that?
It was the first thing that came up. I just scooped through. I thought the plus was, that's cool. That's cool. Like, next
so
thing...
you were here liking a load of Asian cosplay.
Next thing I was like, they're all like Asian porn stars or these fucking... people dressed up as Final Fantasy stuff.
Well, now we know what David's into.
I'm not. I like hot Asians are hot, but like...
Poor old Vicky walking around like Laura Croft back at the house there now.
Oh, I wish. I wish. Oh, yeah, that was weird. He saved me a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. You never do anything weird like that?
Did I ever do anything? I'm sure I have, but nothing comes to mind. I definitely wasn't following 53 Asian porn accounts.
Imagine if you were... young lad now and you had the phone. Imagine the amount of porn we'd be watching. Did you have a porn mag? Did you ever go into a shop and get someone to buy a porn mag?
No, but one of my friends had...
If you had a porn mag back then, it was a precious item.
One of my friends had them and we used to go to his house to look at them. And
take turns or together?
It all together. I swear to God, you'd all be sitting around like and you'd be turning the pages. Oh.
It's so weird when you think about it
so
now.
we used to do that. But then I remembered the day it stopped. We went to his house and one of the days it stopped was all the pages were stuck together. And then we realised he doesn't just look at these when we're not here.
We had a deck of cards.
And then we realised, I don't want to touch these magazines anymore.
Yeah,
That's a true story.
Someone got us a deck of cards. There were a deck of cards with naked women on them. Remember, like the best thing ever. Remember just sort of splitting these cards.
I think the first experience I had was a pen. Do you remember you used to click
Yeah.
it and our clothes would come off?
Or and you turn them upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you'd be in
harmless.
school and you'd be like,
I know. And nowadays they just have all the porn.
on their phone.
All.
X-Tube.
What porn do you have? All.
Everything.
Everything. Sure, no wonder they're getting nothing done.
We had Snake.
I love Snake.
I had a Nokia 3210 with Snake on it. And here they are watching...
Can you remember your high score?
No.
Can you not?
No, what was yours?
I can't remember.
I remember I was pretty good at it.
But like there'd be very little left. Yeah, it'd be just...
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever play anything? Like, do you ever go home at night and go, play PlayStation? Or
No, but you know what? I've been meaning to treat myself to a PlayStation after every show. After every show.
Would you be able to sit down and play?
I'd love to. Like, it's something I'd love to do.
Did you have a PlayStation?
Yeah.
What was your favourite game?
Desert Strike. It was a helicopter game. What?
Yep.
You like it?
Yeah. An Urban Strike.
An Urban Strike, and there was another one. There was Desert
Jungle
Strike.
Strike.
Jungle Strike, right? So I'll tell you a good story. I didn't have a PlayStation growing up, but my dad, if I was good, my dad would rent one for me. So there's a place in Castlebar called Gavin's Video Store, and you could rent one. You could rent a PlayStation and 2 games for the weekend for £10.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, so every couple of weeks, and probably more so than I'm letting on, like Dad was really good to me. He would
Shout out to Dad.
Shout out to Dad. Are you missing a camera there?
Yeah. Are you too bright there now?
I don't know. It doesn't put me up or down.
Oh,
Maybe
it's
maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Tell me. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Oh, I'm back. There'll be a slight edit here, editing man. Perfect. So yeah, we had Gavin's Video Store in Castlebar. So every couple of weeks, Dad would let me rent a PlayStation and 2 games. But you remember, you couldn't save the game. You had to pause it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So the place, like I'd be gone all weekend.
You didn't have a card?
I'd be gone into the room. They didn't have cards back then. These are like PlayStation 1s.
Oh, yeah.
You just had to pause it. So like the PlayStation would be on all weekend. And you get so far and you just pause it. And you just leave it there. You turn off the telly like. So I used to get Desert Strike and I'd just play that all weekend. Or Sonic the Hedgehog. I liked Sonic the Hedgehog. There's no other real games jumping out at me. Micro Machines.
Micro Machines, yeah.
Where the little cars would go around the pool table. So a few years ago, I was on Dundee and I saw somebody selling a PlayStation 1. And I bought the PlayStation 1 and then I went on mad looking for Desert Strikes. So I got all the Desert Strikes. I got all the strikes. You know, the cartridges that you have to blow into.
Yep.
You pop them in. So I have a PlayStation 1 and the games. And sometimes, I haven't done it in a few Christmases now, but I play it at Christmas. But after all the big shows in the TF, I say to myself, I'm going to treat myself to a PlayStation. That's going to be a treat to me for doing it. But I haven't done it yet.
And do you know what you're going to find amazing about it? You really have to be locked in. They got so complicated. It ain't them 3 buttons anymore.
That's the thing, because I was talking to my nephew about it a few weeks ago and I said, do you not buy games anymore? And he said, no, you download them. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to be doing that.
Yeah, and everything's online. It's real annoying. I only like games that are campaign mode, but campaign mode is kind of gone now.
Is it?
Everyone's like online. And what really frustrates me now is kids rather shit graphics and loads of people playing with them than this awesome graphics and a real good gameplay and a story. I like my games like my porn, like a story.
My nephew does be playing what? Minefield, is it? Or Minecraft? Minecraft.
And Roblox.
And it's all shit graphics like.
Yeah, and Fortnite. Fortnite's huge.
Oh, Fortnite, is it?
My chaps love Fortnite and Minecraft.
Do you know what else I'd love to get? Farm Simulator.
Would you like that?
Yeah. Don't you just spend hours mowing a field?
Hours mowing a field, you can cut timber as well.
Can you?
Yeah.
Because a few years ago, we had to get the controller for my nephew. Actually, no, we didn't.
You're lying.
He asked for it.
Oh.
So the big man had to get it.
Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had to get it anyway. And he got it in the end. But it was like millions of buttons.
That's so much.
Millions of buttons.
I couldn't get over
And
it.
he knows all the buttons. Like, it's like your machine.
Have you tried to play FIFA now?
No.
I can't play it.
Why? Too
It's
complicated.
too complicated. There's too much.
You see, that's it. I'd love to buy a PlayStation 3 with CD games that you could just pop in and play them for a while.
You know what I'd love?
What?
I'd love a PC.
Oh,
and
yeah?
I'd love Star Citizen.
I don't know what that is.
It's a real immersive space game where you can explore the galaxy.
Huh.
I'd love that. But I'd never have the time. I bought a PlayStation, never get to play it.
Yeah.
I never have a minute. It annoys me. But I would love to. If I won the lotto now, just play the PlayStation, mind the kids. That's all I do.
Does Clarke be playing Gran Turismo?
No, he's got really into Minecraft now and
Yeah.
Roblox and Fortnite. So he'd rather not play the PlayStation now and play. And like, it annoys me because I go, you want to play Gran Turismo? No, I'm playing Fortnite and I want some skins. So he'd come in here and he'll work. He'll put stickers on stuff and he'll wrap stuff for €10 worth of skins.
What are skins?
So in Fortnite, you can be a character. So he wants to be Deadpool or he wants to
right.
buy a skin. I could work him to the bone for skins. That's all he wants to do.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's what kids, they buy these.
Yeah. Skins. And dances. So they'll pay money for a special dance they'll do. Ba ba ba. Do you know that one?
No way.
Swear to God.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing how times have changed.
I just want to ask you a few more
Yes.
questions for the book.
Yeah.
Are you doing like, do you know when people release books
Yeah.
and there's a signing? So they're in a, no, I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
So are you doing a thing where you're sitting down and people can buy the book and there's a big queue and they can take a picture with you and
So this is quite funny. I get really uncomfortable talking about this. Like, I haven't even come on my stories telling people about the book. I find it very hard to tell people that I've written a book and this is what it's about. I just find it so difficult, like.
why? Sure, it's a book about you. Sure, it's going to be
but
about
that's
you.
it. It's so hard to talk about yourself.
It's a delicious read. Better than Shakespeare. Garen Noon, National Treasure.
Yeah.
I
Someone,
notice a five star. Not, I notice I'm not on that.
some would say he didn't read the book at all.
Keith Barry. Alan's authenticity shines through at all times. Top bloke with top content. Do you know what annoys me about this? Why didn't you give it to me?
Well,
Fuck you now.
maybe there's a surprise in there for you.
Is there?
Maybe there is. You'll just have to read it to find it.
Do I get to read this now?
Yeah.
Not now. I can go home tonight now and read this.
The book signings.
Yeah.
When I was signing the contract with the publishers, I had to agree to 20 days.
What does that mean?
20 PR days. 20 different events.
Oh, they sign you sign the contract, do the book, and they say to you, but in this contract, you have to do 20 signings
Yeah.
or 20 things that we ask you.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can't turn it down.
You have to commit to 20 of them, yeah. And we got to a roadblock and I said, no, I'm not doing 20. I said, I fucking couldn't even do one.
Why?
I'm just supposed terrified people won't show up.
I would write a book just to do that.
Would you?
Oh, I love to do that.
But maybe you're more confident. Maybe you know people that show up.
You have way more interactions than me on your stuff. Why would you say that? You're selling out weekends. You're doing shows all the time. That is such a shit thing to say.
I know, it's a genuine fear.
Nobody's ever came to Anton to belong to me. You do it all the time. That's what you do technically for a living. And then you do a book signing, you won't fucking sign a book for him.
No, I will sign the book. So we agreed to do 4.
Yeah.
I got it down from 20 to 4.
Where are they?
There's one in Castlebar.
Right.
And
Where in Castlebar?
In the TF Royal Theatre.
Do you want a day?
No, you're going to be a special guest at it.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of them.
Am I doing a book reading?
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you're going to read out a paragraph of your choice.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
Don't show me up now.
I won't.
That's happening on the 3rd of December.
Whereas?
I haven't decided the other 3 yet.
Oh.
I'd love to do one around here.
Why don't you?
Is there anywhere we could do one around here?
You can do it here.
In here?
Yeah.
I think we'd have to go somewhere where you could have a drink and have a bit of crack.
Yeah, I could find somewhere.
Yeah.
All I'd do is put it up on my story. There'll be loads of people.
Right. I'd love to do one around here because obviously I have a lot of followers around here from you. I'll probably have to do one in Galway. And I'd like to do one up around Donegal. And possibly one in Cork.
If you were to pick between Cork and Donegal, which one would you pick?
Donegal.
Jeez, you said that awfully quick. That's not going to go down well.
Day long. All day long.
Why?
I just love Donegal.
And you hate Cork?
I don't hate Cork. No, I don't. I don't hate Cork.
Donegal Daddy.
The Cork gig was a tough sell. Thousands of people would say, come and do a gig in Cork, come and do a gig in Cork. And then you'd put the gig on and it was awful hard to sell.
Yeah.
It was like I got a bit of a,
A dose.
It's all well in the end, but it was very, very difficult and it took an awful lot of selling. So I'd be afraid to go to Cork that no one would show up.
How do you know when to stop the book? Like, did you go, and now I'm right here at the table and I say the end?
Yeah, I just wrote it until, it's wrote up until the Galway races this year. So I finished writing in August.
And is it the type of book that you think could be made into a film?
No.
If it wasn't made into a film, who would play you?
Probably Denzel Washington.
He's a beautiful chocolate man. It's the first time since he's been promoting Gladiators. The first time I looked at him, I go, oh, he does look his age.
Oh.
He has aged a lot.
He's my favourite actor.
Is he?
Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe are my favourite actors.
Russell Crowe?
Yeah, I love him.
Even now?
Did you watch him in American Gangster?
Yes.
Like, I mean, that role, come on now.
No, that is one of the best films made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was another film where he was a journalist. Oh, I can't think of the name of it now, but it was excellent as well. He was a journalist. I just love Russell Crowe in those couple of films.
Yeah. I think that was The Mentalist.
No, it's not called The Mentalist anyway. But
Beautiful Mind.
who would play me?
Tom Cruise.
He'd have the height. He'd have the height for it, yeah.
Tom Cruise is in the new Mission Impossible now.
No way. Tom Cruise is in the new Mission Impossible. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Where did they find him?
I don't know. It has to be his last one.
How did they convince him to do that?
Do you go to premieres?
I've been to one or two. I don't go to many lately.
Do you get asked to go to them all?
Yeah.
What's the remit?
There's literally no remit. There's none. Do you want to come to the premiere?
Yeah, but
You're not under any...
for John Joe that doesn't understand,
yeah.
does everyone just get asked and either go or you don't?
I wouldn't say everyone gets asked, but they ask a lot of people, yeah.
And do they give you a dress code?
No.
So who are the people taking the pictures to put people in magazines? Is that just magazines just taking whatever picture they want? And
No, you'd be asked by, say, Sony. Sony would bring out a film and Sony then would contact your manager and say, hi, does Alan want to come to the new release of Gladiator? And then Alan says yes or no. And then when you're on the red carpet, there's somebody there taking your photos for Sony. And then Sony would share them wherever they can get a bit of exposure.
And do they tell you have to be nice about the film or anything?
No, nothing.
Say what you like?
Yeah, no, you don't have to. You're not getting a ticket to say the film's brilliant. No.
Does anyone ever get paid to go to do them things?
I doubt it. I see a few people got paid to go to Sky. There was some Sky event in England. I'd imagine they got paid.
And did you ever see on TikTok people being brought over to London?
Yeah.
What's that about?
You could be just getting the trip for free, or you might be getting paid. It depends on how many followers you have.
Do they pay people on TikTok now for lives or anything?
Has the Creator Fund come to Ireland yet?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I've got my first few payments from YouTube.
Oh, brilliant. Is it worth talking about?
No, 100 and 200 euro or something.
Okay.
For a lot of views.
And how many subscribers have you?
10,000 or something.
That sounds like a lot.
It's a lot of money.
That sounds like a lot of subscribers for a small amount of money.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the numbers that you have to make anything.
But I think when you get big, it just explodes, does it?
I don't know. I'll just give you a quick rundown because it's fair funny. Because I thought it was... Because I never was able to monetize anything before. So, for the last 28 days...
Yeah.
132,000 views, 143 euro.
143 euros.
That's very bad, isn't it?
And then you have to pay 40% tax on that.
Yeah, it's bad. It's such shite, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what you'd wonder, like, how many views do these people get to make big money?
Yeah.
Like, how are they making such big... It has to be advertising, mostly, isn't it? Because at that rate, you'd have to be getting... millions upon millions upon millions.
YouTube's hard to crack though, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah.
Like you'd even hear Joe Rogan saying, "Oh, I don't want to don't put that up because they'll demonetize us."
All right.
Do you know stuff like say that might be?
Yeah. They watch everything.
Hey, wasn't the election batshit crazy?
I didn't see an awful lot of it.
How'd you miss that?
I just don't get involved in stuff that I have no control over.
Do you find it hard to? Do people be asking you your opinion on stuff like that a lot?
I'm finding this election quite difficult now in Ireland.
The Irish one?
Yeah, because I've had a few people trying to drag me in to their campaigns and people that you might particularly like, but you don't appreciate the party they've gone to or the direction they've gone. And it's just, this is the first year, and I was speaking about this to my brother last week. I was like, I can't wait for this election to be over. And he's like, but what's it to you like? But I'm being pulled and dragged. I've politicians ringing me like every couple of days asking me for help with this
I love
video.
it. I think it's fair funny.
Do you?
I love it.
You love what?
I love the way they're all ringing.
Oh.
They're all asking.
No, I can't. I have no time for it.
But they won't come on.
They won't come on the podcast.
They won't come on unless you they want to edit.
No, I've had a few asking me to come on, and I just think that if you bring one on, you have to bring them all on. But now I'm saying that now, but I had Grania Shoiga on mine, and she's running in Galway.
Did you ask her the all important question?
What?
First question I'm asking them when
What?
they come to my door. How many genders is there? That's the first. That's the first one.
No.
And if they can't answer that, that's it. They're gone.
Huh?
It's just one simple question. Just give me the answer to that, and then I know who you are.
And did anyone come to your house?
Loads of them.
And you've asked them?
Every one of them.
And what have they said?
None of them can answer.
They don't answer?
They don't answer. No, look, we're more worried about, policies to make us all get a bit more money and all this shite.
Right.
Losers.
Yeah.
I think...
You need Enoch Burke's mother in here.
I tried. I'm trying. I can't get... it's very... I think until the election's over, which I think is a bit of a cop-out because they're all the same. There's none of them any different. That's the weird thing in Ireland right now. There is no one any different. I
try not to look at the news or to follow it because it really gets me down.
Yeah.
The homelessness figures and the housing crisis and immigration, they just really get me down at the minute. Yeah, it gets me down. It gets me down and I worry about my kids. That's why 4,000 homeless kids in Ireland. I want to not care, but I can't help but. And then at the same time, what the fuck do I know? Because I can't manage my own life, let alone give people advice on managing theirs. Did I see a statistic there that there's more homeless children now than there was homeless people and children 8 years ago? Or was it 4 years ago? I'd well believe it. It seemed there's... How many extra people is there in the country? 100 and something thousand? I saw a statistic anyway where there was 2,600 people homeless at such a date, and now there's 4,000 homeless children alone. That really gets me down. I find that really hard to... Would you like to be a politician? No. Never. I wouldn't have the intelligence for it. I would be no good at debating. No, yeah. Well, that's different. Yeah. Because there's loads of people who can get into politics and they can be dumb as shy. Yeah. But if you're good to talk... we all know a lad that's good to talk and he's... But you're never right. Like, what politician is right? I don't think that... Nobody wants everyone to be right. They just want to know who they are. I think I'd rather have someone that's half wrong on something, but at least know who they are. But if you're independent, you won't get in, and then you have to join a party and believe everything they tell you to get in. I tell you, it's very hard to get in as an independent. Like I do say, I'd be a terrible politician. I'd be as crooked as fuck. Would you? Oh, backhanders. Like your man in Donegal. Loads and loads of money. Loads of money. Yeah, I would be a terrible politician. He got in again. Yeah, I tell everyone, terrible. And I'd be just giving my friends jobs. Backhanders. I give you a job. I'll get you that planning permission. What would I put you under? 3 grand. What job would I give you? I'd be king of. I'd be the king. I'd be king. Oh look, fascist, fascist. I would be the Department of Propaganda. No, RTE. What? I'd put you under the director of RTE. What's that minister that looks after that? Media. There is one of them. Minister for Media and Broadcasting. If you were over RTE, what would you do? What would you change? You wouldn't be under propaganda because you're not that kind of a guy. So what would you do? In RTE? And not just RTE, broadcasting. I'd stop paying all the big people big, huge wages and stop buying shite. Like, look at Virgin Media. Virgin Media is self-sufficient. Why can't RT be self-sufficient? Virgin Media don't get any money from your license fee. And it's a really good product. Virgin Media is a really good product. They do good documentaries. They do good investigative pieces with like Paul Quinn and Richard Chambers. They do good sport. They do good shows, and they don't have the handout.
But it's not the talent. It's the people earning the big money in RT because they get rid of talent.
I think it's very cliquey. I don't know, but it seems to me to be very cliquey and who you know. It seems to be a closed shop.
Well, it's definitely a closed shop.
Yeah.
But if they came to you going, Alan, we have the job for you.
I'd say no thanks.
Would you though?
No, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What job would you like?
I'd love to be a travel TV
Vlogger.
presenter.
Travel TV presenter.
Or a travel presenter on YouTube. I think YouTube is the future. I'd love to head off travelling and do like the Wild Atlantic Way or travel from the tip of England to the south of England and document it all. And just go with the flow. Just find cool coffee shops and cool activities and cool people and talk to lovely people.
Do you love the podcast still?
Yes, I do. But I find it hard to get people. It's awful hard to get good guests.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
It's very difficult when you're trying to get a certain type of guest that you want.
And when you're in the west of Ireland, like, they won't come over to the west of Ireland. I do a lot of travelling.
I think if you build it, they'll come.
Yeah. If I bought a house, I'd build a studio in it. Definitely.
Who's your dream guest? No.
Alive
I'm not
or dead?
talking. I'm not talking now. I mean, normal person. I know you've said Daniel O'Donnell, but who would you like to get? No.
I'd love to get Daniel O'Donnell. I'd love to get Daniel O'Donnell and have an honest conversation with him. I mean an honest conversation, not bullshit like, oh, the gigs are great and people are lovely and everything's great. I'd love to have a right, honest conversation with him.
Who would you like to do a podcast with?
Who would I like to be a guest with?
Yeah, your favourite podcaster. Please don't say Diary of CEO or Me and You Can't Be Friends anymore.
I don't listen to that. I don't know. Who would I like to be a guest on?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, I can take him or leave him some weeks. Like, I don't love him every week.
I love him.
Do you?
And Theo Von. I love Theo Von. Lex Friedman.
Oh, Theo Von is cool, all right, yeah.
Lex Friedman's deadly. Irish podcast.
I'm not saying it to blow smoke up your arse, but I think I'm happy
I'm
out.
fucking flirting.
No, I am.
Oh my God, he's flirting with me.
Okay. If it wasn't you, it would be Tommy and Hector.
Tommy and Hector.
Yeah.
What woman's podcast would you like to be on?
Maybe Vogue and Joanne just for the crack. I'd say you get away with murder on that.
Television program. Would you do, if you were asked to do one of the morning shows or the afternoon shows, would you like to do them?
Probably the afternoon. I'd be cranky enough in the morning.
With who?
Garen.
And are you sexist? Why would you not like a lady? I'm joking. Would you like to do an afternoon show?
I have no interest in doing not normal TV.
That's threw me off now because I thought you'd be good at like a live podcasty interview evening Saturday night thing.
Like what Tommy Tiernan does.
No, fuck that. I mean like Secrets. Do you remember Secrets?
No.
With Jerry Wright? No, you do.
No.
It was like, crack, and it was fun.
I don't remember that.
I thought you'd be good at that now.
When I was growing up, I wanted to be the presenter of School Around the Corner. Do you remember that?
I do. I would hate that.
I used to look up to like Ray Darcy, and I just loved I'd love to do that School Around the Corner thing.
Did you ever ask Ray Darcy to be on the podcast?
No.
Who did you ask to be on the podcast and didn't come on? You were disappointed.
Ray Darcy's wife watches my stories apparently. Name dropping.
Did you?
Who did I ask to be on the podcast and didn't do it?
Yeah. That you thought they would. Well, fucking shame. I know.
Loads. There's loads of mostly females.
Did you ever do a podcast with someone and afterwards think, I didn't like them?
I didn't like them.
Yeah.
No. No.
After a while?
No, I didn't like them.
Yeah.
No. Or you're halfway through the podcast and go, oh, I really don't like this person.
Yeah.
No, that has never happened.
Did
Has
you
it happened to you?
Yeah. Did you ever
Moving swiftly on.
Did you ever do one with someone and afterwards dislike him? After just think, oh, they turned into a monster.
Oh, like sometimes the fame will get to their head. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they turn into like an awful plague after you do a podcast with them.
It's very rare, but it happens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some people, you see, it's a lot. A lot of people don't realise the reach of a podcast. They don't realise.
What's your favourite programme on television right now?
I don't watch television.
In the last 6 months?
I couldn't name one. I don't watch television.
Uh,
My favourite programme. I'd watch a bit of House of Cards on Netflix if I was trying to go to sleep.
has the influencer scene changed?
Big time.
What's the most negative change in the influencer scene that you've seen?
People's attitude towards it.
Towards the influencers or towards everything?
Towards everything, but mainly towards the influencers. It was always a bit kind of negative, but it's gone very bad lately. But I don't think... I think
it's the mood of the people in the country. Everyone's so stressed.
there's definitely a really bad atmosphere in the country, and you can see it in your DMs. You can see it. You can see people that were lovely and messaging you lovely things 18 months ago will jump down your throat now. You can watch the thread. You can see their attitude changing over the course of 2 years.
Yeah, people are angry.
People are really angry. People are really pissed off. And this is the thing. When you say that, though, like, I don't know if it lands with people. Like, there's a lad we play football with, just a couple of weeks ago committed suicide.
Fuck.
And you're just like, it was just like very hard to understand.
What are you most proud of in this book or about this book?
That I finished it.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't think I'd finish it.
What do you hope? What's your biggest hope out of this? Because it's definitely not money.
No, it's definitely not money. What's my biggest hope? My biggest hope is that people can read it and just realise that it's okay if you haven't found your thing yet. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's never too late to try something different. It's never too late to change or to leave a difficult situation you're in. And you know, it's okay if you're a job hopper and you haven't found your thing yet.
What's your thing?
I don't know what my thing is.
What do you want your thing to be?
I don't know. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know. I want to run my own business, whether that is a media business and I'm a presenter, or whether I have a successful Patreon. I want to run my own business.
You need to start a Patreon.
Yeah, I do.
What do you wish I asked you today?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Ask me whatever you want.
Okay. Any love in your life?
No.
Why?
Just can't find the right lady.
You're too busy. Too many things.
No, I'm starting to make time now, and I'm starting to actively try and make time and commit to it.
You should come up more and do more podcasts with me.
Yeah, I'd love to. What's that got to do with me finding a lady? Are you going to find me one?
No, I move things quick.
Okay. Oh, well, we're going.
Here I come.
What's your favourite colour? Yeah. Have you ever seen Shooting Star?
Have you?
I saw one there a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Did you make a wish?
Yeah.
What'd you wish for?
I wished that I got to go on the David Cuddy podcast and promote my new book.
What is your wish for the end of the year?
My for genuinely just that all my family get to the end of the year happy and healthy.
And for you, selfishly?
Same that I'm happy and healthy. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year in our house. That's my wish.
You lost your uncle?
Yeah, I lost my Uncle Dermot there 2 weeks ago.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not easy, is it?
No.
The older you get, it's not mad. Just life takes.
It annoys me. It annoys me that, it annoys me that I've lost my best uncles.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it.
Life's a cunt.
I just don't get it. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy when you get older? It's like, you nearly should have, at our age, you're supposed to have this strong core around you, and you're supposed to be mentally ready for all the shit because the shit's coming.
Yeah.
Because the older you get, it's coming.
Yeah.
And then you realise, I'm not ready for any of this.
Yeah.
And no one is. And it just gets harder and harder.
Yeah, I had a cool Uncle Martin, and I feel like he'd be very proud of me now, and I'd love to be able to sit down with him and chat to him now. I wasn't as entrepreneurial. You know, he's passed away 10 years now, and I wasn't as entrepreneurial as I am now. And I just love to sit down with him and have a chat with him.
Mm. That's not going to get easier as you get older.
No.
It's a shit. I do feel like that sometimes about that. You know, I never get to show him.
Yeah.
I did something.
I feel like he's around though. I always feel like he's around.
Are you getting more religious as you get older?
Not really.
Or spiritual?
I have a bit of faith, but not.
What kind of faith?
Like, I wear these medals around my neck and I know that I'm safe. You know, and I'd say a prayer if somebody was sick, or I'd thank God, but I wouldn't go to mass.
Do you ever get a lot of anxiety?
All the time.
What causes it mostly? Or when does it pop up most?
When does it pop up most? Probably in crowds.
But you're always in crowds.
No, I mean like even just a crowd getting onto a plane.
Oh.
I find...
But are you okay with the crowd that you control? Well,
I'm
perception
at a
of
show
control.
like or something. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
How was that? How? It's mad.
Like in a really busy restaurant, I get savage anxiety. Like, I was in a restaurant lately that was packed and loud, and I just said to the lad that was with me, I have to go. Like, I can't be in here any longer. The second I had the last mouthful, I was gone.
I think that's the anomaly of you.
What?
Because you can control the crowd. You go out on the crowds, you do presenting, you can talk to people while there's crowds around you, taking videos of you. You are okay with that because I suppose you have a control to it.
Right.
But if you go into a busy place, it's hard for you.
Yeah, I hate going into busy bars.
That is mad. Because I would feel, when I go to your shows and I'm like just there, and you know me, I just wing it.
Yeah.
And I'm there. Don't fucking give me something to do. Let me wing it, I'm grand.
Yeah.
But give me an order. Fucked. I couldn't do it. I'd be in a ball.
But you know, we have friends who thrive on going into busy bars.
Yeah.
And they go in to be recognised.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that. Like, I don't mind. You're in a petrol station, a woman comes up to you and she says, "Howie, I love the podcast." And you always have a lovely interaction with them. I don't mind that. That's lovely, and I really enjoy it. And I get a message from somebody saying, "Oh, I seen you in Super Value and I didn't want to come over to you." I'd always say, "Jesus, just say hello next time, or just come over and say hello." I love that. I don't mind that now. It was difficult at the start to get my head around it, but now I like it. But the thought of, if you said to me now, we're going into town tonight into a pub and it's going to be packed, I'd rather shit on my hands and clap than go into that pub.
I hate going out. I can't wait to read your book.
Thank you.
And
I hope you're happy with your one mention in it.
One fucking mention.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get fucking a whole 3 chapters.
No.
And I thought genuinely the first 2 chapters were going to be me.
It's just a small chapter.
You know how
there.
I got you going and stuff.
How you took me off the street and put an E in the end of my name.
Cleaned you up, gave you some clothes, washed your face, just licked that rag, cleaned all around your face, stuck an E at the end of your name, gave you a boot up the hole and sent you on with yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
But
I'd be nothing without you.
When fuck. Have you anything like? Have you any pens or have you anything that I can have there?
No, a book. Oh, I've air fresheners.
What did they say?
People would give you the shits.
I have air fresheners, but I couldn't sell them. I wasn't allowed.
Why?
I came up with an idea for aroma gypsies.
Oh yeah.
And it was an aroma gypsy, but an air freshener.
Okay.
And I was told not to do that. That'd be a bad idea. It's kind of racist.
Right.
I have enough props.
Yeah. you're enough ists at the moment without being another one.
Yeah. Alan, thanks a million.
Thanks, David.
See ya.